HVPE is a FTSE 250 listed investment company that offers investors access to a diversified, global and high-quality portfolio of privately owned companies that would otherwise be largely inaccessible to investors outside of private equity.
We achieve this by investing exclusively in funds managed by HarbourVest Partners, an independent global private markets asset manager with more than 40 years experience and more than $143 billion of assets under management. The HarbourVest platform provides clients with access to global primary funds, secondary transactions, direct co-investments, real assets and infrastructure, and private credit. HarbourVest prides itself on its global footprint, the caliber of its investment teams, and the strength of its long-standing relationships with best-in-class private equity managers. This partnership provides HVP investors with access to over 650 private equity managers across all stages of the investment lifecycle, and material exposure to over 1,000 private companies across a wide range of sectors and geographies. These include new and fast-growing private companies in the United States, as well as established companies with proven track records in Europe. This high level of diversification provides investors with a broad and balanced portfolio that remains resilient during periods of market volatility. Listed private equity, accessed through vehicles like HVPE, addresses the barriers associated with traditional private equity investment structures, which include high minimum commitments, illiquidity, and restricted access. By offering a publicly traded structure, listed private equity provides access to otherwise inaccessible opportunities that have historically outperformed public markets over the long term, in turn offering attractive risk-adjusted returns. By its very nature, HVPE is a long-term value creation vehicle designed to generate sustainable growth over extended periods. Over the past 10 years, we have delivered a NAV per share total return of 242% in dollar terms, and for the same period in sterling terms, our share price return has outperformed the FTSE 250 index as well as the FTSE All-World Total Return Index. In today's market environment, where private markets continue to demonstrate resilience and adaptability, listed private equity companies like HVPE stand out as an efficient and proven investment opportunity for all investors. The macroeconomic environment in 2024 marked real progress after more than 2 years of global volatility. Public markets had begun to recover during 2023, but this recovery really gained momentum through 2024. This improved backdrop was mirrored in private markets, and after a subdued start to the year, global private equity activity picked up the pace, supported by improved valuations and opportunities for realization. 2025 has brought renewed market volatility. HarbourVest Partners has successfully navigated many previous market cycles and is in a strong position to take advantage of opportunities that arise in periods of volatility, whatever future challenges the market may throw at us. Over the 12 months to 31st of January 2025, HVP's share price increased by 19%, supported by a record $106 million of share buybacks. The increase in HVP's share price positioned the company as the second best performer in the listed private equity fund of funds sector over the period. During the period, HVP's portfolio demonstrated a realization pattern that broadly mirrored trends seen in the broader global private equity market. After a slow start to the first half of the year, which saw only $137 million realized, the pace of realizations picked up in the second half, with $245 million being received. The total of $381 million realized for the full year represented a 23% increase on the prior year. Realizations during the year included the sale of tail-end positions as we looked to proactively generate additional liquidity to counteract the continued weakness seen across the wider private equity exit market. Over the course of the year, HVPE made commitments across 7 HarbourVest funds, totaling $415 million. New commitments made during the year were lower than historical averages, with the manager sizing commitments by fund accordingly, based on lower levels of portfolio exit activity. Post-period end, no new commitments have been made to HarbourVest funds, given the company's intended move to its new separate managed account approach.
We believe that our strategy of operating a globally diversified portfolio of high-quality private market assets will deliver long-term investor value positioning us well for times of volatility. Our recently announced more flexible investment approach will allow us to manage the portfolio in a more agile fashion, helping to ensure that we capture the best value creation opportunities through the cycle while managing portfolio liquidity more actively. Combining our highly disciplined investment approach with market-leading corporate governance will help ensure we maximise long-term value for our shareholders. Following open dialogue with our investors during the course of the year, at the end of January the board took decisive action and introduced 3 strategic initiatives: an enhanced distribution pool, a simplified investment structure, and the introduction of a continuation vote at the 2026 AGM. Since then, we've seen the discount to NAV reduced from 42% to 35%. As a board, we're fully aware the company's share price is still trading at a meaningful discount to NAV, and we continue to review and explore all options open to us. The allocation to the distribution pool was doubled from 15% to 30% of gross distributions. We believe the distributions facilitated through the pool will make a material difference to shareholders' returns, ensuring they benefit more directly from the strong value growth delivered by HVPE's portfolio. Early this month, we finalised the details of this new investment structure, a separately managed account or SMA. We believe this move will simplify HVPE's investment structure over time and benefit shareholders through improved capital deployment, better alignment with strategic asset allocation targets, enhanced liquidity control, and significantly reduced overall leverage.
As announced on the 30th of January, HVPE will move to a dedicated vehicle investing directly into third-party general partner funds, secondary opportunities, and direct co-investments. HVPE will therefore go from being one of the many investors in HarbourVest funds to having its own dedicated fund and being the sole investor in that fund. The SMA structure will allow a greater degree of flexibility in both the deployment of capital into new opportunities and the management of liquidity within the portfolio. This increased flexibility comes with no expected material change in the future diversification of the portfolio and at no expected additional cost to shareholders. Capital will be invested more quickly than in the previous structure, so there will be no requirement to maintain such a large pipeline of unfunded commitments. The SMA structure will also mean that HVPE's overall exposure to debt will reduce over time.
Lastly, the introduction of a continuation vote at the 2026 Annual General Meeting will provide shareholders with a platform to express their views and to decide on the future of HVPE. This particular initiative underscores our continued commitment to strong corporate governance and shareholder engagement. The board's responsibilities to its shareholders include the ongoing evaluation of HVPE's performance to ensure that its shareholders are being best served by both its strategy and HarbourVest Partners. We believe these initiatives position HVPE to capitalise on the opportunities in a strengthening private markets environment, whilst also addressing the discount to NAV and enhancing long-term shareholder value. Looking ahead, we remain confident in the opportunities within private markets and in HVPE's ability to navigate them successfully. Our commitment to delivering long-term, sustainable value for our shareholders remains at the forefront of our decision-making. On behalf of the board of HVPE, we thank you for your continued trust and support. We look forward to updating you on our progress through 2025 and beyond.